Now on Talking Solutions, welcome back to somebody who's been gone for a long time. Lynda Tache.
Hi, Terry.
I saw your name on a press release, and I said, we got to get that girl back in here. Also, we've got Cindy Goussak, and you guys are here to talk about the Collaboration Center Foundation.
Yes, it's so good to be back and see you.
I'm glad to have you in. We've had so much fun. Yes. By the way, if you've listened to Talking Solutions in past years, Lynda has been with us talking about the Grant a Gift for Autism Foundation, which we all found out Grant is your son, and you tell me he's just around 18 now.
Yes, he just turned 18, and he is doing amazing. And the foundation is doing amazing. A year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I decided it was time to hire someone to run the organization so that I could do other projects in the community. And I'm still there in an advisory capacity, and it's doing amazing working with the School of Medicine. I'm just so grateful and blessed that I was able to create something that is a legacy. And Grant has thrived from everything that we worked so hard to build. And now we're on to some new and exciting things.
Well, Grant is a great example of how much kids with autism can accomplish, and I know there's more in the future. Yeah. And as far as the Grant a Gift for Autism Foundation, it was your baby. It has blossomed and is carrying on just like you yourself have blossomed.
Thank you. Yes. So we are here today to tell everyone about the Collaboration Center Foundation, a new foundation here in the Las Vegas Valley. I was approached about a year ago. Cindy called me out of the blue and says, Lynda, I want to meet with you. We have this amazing project that's happening. I want your thoughts, and maybe if you know someone that could help us, right? So anyways, we sat down, and she started explaining to me that she had met someone. His name is Marcelo Cardenas. He has a son with Down syndrome that's about 10 years old. And his son, just like many families like my own and others, really had a hard time connecting in the community, you know what I mean, with other families, getting the right treatments, that social inclusion piece that is so critical to everything that our kids need as they're growing. And she explained to me that he has this land and he has a vision of this 35,000 square foot building where community partners will be inside doing different types of therapies and services and wraparound services. But the key to this, that is the unique thing, and we couldn't even find a model to model it after, is it has a recreation component.
Right on site?
Right on site. I would say about maybe 1.5 acres. In the back of the building is a park, an enclosed landscape park with pathways, sitting areas. It has a full tennis court that can be a multi-purpose court. There's a basketball court, a soccer area, a garden, and a playground, and a putt-putt course. So we're creating this all-inclusive recreational environment for families and peers so that they can not only get the treatment, but they can also get that recreation with the social inclusion. And of course, we're going to have many, many other things there. There's a cafe with a retail store. There's a sitting area. So there's going to be some vocational opportunities throughout this campus for teens that have developmental intellectual disabilities.
Well, Lynda, I know we're calling it the Collaboration Center, and it's going to turn into a hub for families who are affected by the conditions you guys are going to help treat.
The key is really the whole family component. So it's not just the parents who have been taking their children around for their services and they bring the 2 to 3 other siblings who are with them and they're sitting around and they're bored and mom, is it time to go yet? And they're getting antsy. That situation goes away because these other siblings and even the parents are able to go and they can be on Wi-Fi or they could be in the multi-purpose court playing with friends. There's a huge swimming pool. There'll be a lifeguard on duty. So there's activities that these other kids can do and they'll develop their own social networks. So it really becomes a family destination as opposed to just a facility for treatment.
Oh, it just sounds like a great place to hang out. I don't care what the situation. What kind of conditions is the Collaboration Center designed to assist with for families?
it's really fully functional across the board. So we do not want to become pigeonholed as a single service kind of provider. And we're really being, for lack of a better word, selective in terms of the facility partners that we want to bring into the building, because we want to do the full range, not just those on the spectrum, not just those who have Down syndrome, to really go across the disability spectrum from early childhood all the way through adulthood, and to make sure that the services that we provide within really cover all of their needs. From speech therapy to physical therapy to ABA therapy to vocational training that they can be involved with. And really what is unique is that we will provide that service within to help them find those services amongst each other. They'll have that case management kind of service. So let's say we have a provider who specializes in speech and physical therapy, and they're working with a particular client who they notice is struggling with some learning behaviors. We can refer them and help integrate them into that other provider, all within the same building.
Yes. And just to add on to that, like Cindy was saying, it's not just developmental and related disabilities, it's intellectual, developmental, and physical. And again, that's what's so unique, is that a lot of times that physical therapy piece of it, so if someone has, cerebral palsy or some other physical condition, we will have therapists there that can help with that as well.
Lynda Tache is with us, also Cindy Goussak. We're talking about the Collaboration Center Foundation. Ladies, I really believe that this kind of multi-pronged approach, different services in one location, is the way that we really can make a big dent in these issues. Because when you talk about inclusion, this is like inclusion to the max, because you're talking about all kinds of different disabilities, different medical conditions, but different providers, different services, different things that can be accessed in this one location. Yeah. This, to me, is the future of how we deal with problems in our community. The best example I could give you is a couple years ago, Lutheran Social Services of Nevada came up with a new campus off Boulder Highway. They partnered with Boys and Girls Clubs. There also is a food bank on site. They also got a hold of an older motel complex that could be low-cost housing for families on site. Multiple services all in one place. Because among the problems that they were seeing is that the people who needed to access those services also didn't have all day to go running around all over town looking for help. And that's what I see with your Collaboration Center. The parents who have kids with special needs of any kind, those parents end up being dragged all over town trying to get them the help that they really need.
And Terry, as a parent of a child with a special need, that was so true. That's why I'm so passionate about this project, because I did as a single parent, and some days Grant just wasn't in the mood, and we'd be late because of traffic. So we spent all this time driving and sometimes missing our appointments because it was just too much. And what's really, really great about this project is that it's probably one of the most comprehensive types of projects, and it doesn't work unless you have that collaboration. Cindy can tell you that there's huge waiting lists too in town. That's the other advantage to what we're doing, is that we're building capacity with groups of people so that we can help eliminate wait lists and really get these kids what they need.
That's why I saw this press release about the Collaboration Center, and I went, this is the kind of help that we really need. These families, absolutely, they can use the help. And so you talk, Lynda, about when Grant was younger and maybe running late. Why not schedule whatever appointments with the Collaboration Center, which I should emphasize is not in operation yet, but it's on the way.
On the way.
Yeah. It's a vision that's on paper.
You're going to get there. I like determined women, and I can tell. I'm looking you both in the eye, and I know. But you'll be able to go over early, maybe have a cup of coffee or a beverage or a snack at the cafe. There is so much to access. Maybe spend a few minutes just relaxing, enjoying some of that park area out back, and get in there and do all the things that you need to do. It's just exciting to think that this kind of place is going to come into being.
Thank you so much. We are just thrilled about this. That's why when Cindy was explaining this to me, I said, I have to meet Marcelo. I'm interested in this because it's so progressive, innovative, and honestly, we believe this is going to be a new model for the future, and we can go into other communities.
Right. This is not a one and done kind of vision. This is something that we really believe can be replicated complicated. We've known over the past year and a half that it's something really special, but I have to say, literally in the past month, watching the community excitement and support of this, I actually get goosebumps as I talk about it. It is just remarkable. People have been craving to have this within the community, not just those who need the service, but the providers themselves. They are genuinely excited and they want to work together. This is not a competitive kind of environment. They want to be able to support each other and they want to be in a community structure that will allow for that.
We're talking with Cindy Goussak and Lynda Tache about the very soon-to-be-seen Collaboration Center. It's going to be near the 215 in Rainbow.
Rainbow and Patrick.
I know right where it is. In fact, I think I know which side of the street because I know that part of town.
It's behind the car wash. And we love it because it's so central. That's the other feedback we've been getting from providers, because some providers are thinking about moving their whole practice over, but then others are saying, I'm in Henderson doing great, let's expand. There's just so many different types of partnerships that we can have that is going to impact the community on so many levels.
It opens up all kinds of options. Mm-hmm. Cindy, as far as the Collaboration Center is concerned, you're talking about 35,000 square feet. That's a good-sized facility. You're not all booked yet, right? It's still in the formation stage?
It is in the formation stage, but we will be booked soon. You know, when I speak of the community response and reaction, it is remarkable. If we had the ability to build 2 of these, we could fill 2 of these. If we had the ability to have 60,000 square feet, we could fill 60,000 square feet. And I'm not exaggerating. The response has been absolutely remarkable.
So at what point in time do we get to a groundbreaking?
We are looking at September, October timeframe, which is the same time that we are having our big community breakfast, September 26th at the Four Seasons. That is really our big introduction to the community of who we are and letting them know, A, that we exist, B, letting them know our fundraising needs because we are a nonprofit foundation. So we need funds in order to help make this all happen without question. But that is going to really be our big event. We are hoping for at least 300 people. And once again, so far, the response has been absolutely tremendous.
So businesses may be able to get involved and say, you know, I'd like to help you make this a reality.
Absolutely. And there's really no question by the time we approach that breakfast on September 26th that we're probably going to have at least 2 to 3 tenants who have already signed on the line.
Yeah. And actually, we have 2 that have firmly committed. We just have to create the lease agreement.
Right. Figure out their space requirements.
Yeah. So we have no doubt that by the end of this year, we will have it filled. And then now it's just a matter of building the building. And that's where we need the community support to help fund that initiative.
You know, I'm going to have all the information, like always, on the Talking Solution Facebook page and link to the podcast of our discussion today. We've got Lynda Tache, Cindy Goussak, also from the Collaboration Center Foundation, the foundation being the 501c3 charity arm that says we're going to put this whole thing together. Again, for people who didn't catch it in the beginning, you're here to help families. Is that right?
Yes, and individuals. Like Cindy was saying, we don't want to exclude any age group, type of disability, or anything like that. So the individual is the primary focus, but then family-centered care is critical. And then you have the peers and the friends. We want to really have that inclusive approach. It's the individual reaching their full potential with maximum independence, but then we need the family support for siblings. One of my dreams is to have a grandparent group. You know, there's several things I envisioned on the recreation side that I wanted to do with our partnership with the School of Medicine, but it just didn't fit in that clinical model. So now we have the flexibility as a foundation, you know, 501c3 to say, okay, we have the space and we have the things to do this. So definitely the individual, the families, the peers, and then that social inclusion piece with the health and wellness. Again, that's so critical with the recreation. We're going to have an exercise room so they can work on their gross motor skills and fine motor skills. There's a lot that goes into
plus opportunities for seminars.
Yes.
So that those who are the parents, the grandparents, the siblings, whether it is nutrition, whether it is fitness, all these different things they can learn that can enhance their lives at home.
Give everybody the opportunity to live a better life, to teach kids from the beginning about things like you mentioned, Cindy, nutrition, how to eat right. Movement is so critical for anyone, regardless of whether whether or not you have some kind of disability or something that you manage.
Yes.
All of us need to move more, and that makes for better lives for everyone.
Right?
And just the whole idea that we are teaching tolerance and we're teaching inclusion. It is just something that we are sadly so lacking today in our communities. And to be able to bring people in to teach this and know that they will then go back out and we will expand that within our larger community, I think is tremendous.
Cindy, I've always had the belief, and one of the approaches with Talking Solutions is when we shine a light on something, we raise awareness, we promote understanding, which also creates empathy. And in the long run, we're all nicer to each other.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's what we're looking for here, too, because any kind of condition, you've talked about Down syndrome, we've talked about autism, it could be any number of challenges people and their families face, but inclusion and having everybody else understand from the outside that this is normal.
Yep.
Children who learn differently.
Yeah.
Because we all learn. We just maybe don't do it the same way.
Yes, and my favorite word is acceptance. We just need to accept each other as we are and who we are. And that's something that doesn't happen even amongst typical people. Forget the disability.
Without judgment, without conditions.
Yes. And not in a forced way, like a really holistic, organic way. Look, you're in a wheelchair, you have red hair, you have blue eyes. That's how I explained Grant's autism to him when he was old enough to understand it is, honey, this is how God made you. Some people have blue eyes, some people have brown eyes, some people have blonde hair, some people are in a wheelchair. And then he's like, wow, so that's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah.
And everyone has value.
Yes.
Exactly.
I just like the idea putting all these services together in one location. It just is a great way to do it. The collaboration center that you're both talking about, they should all be together.
And it's not because none of these different organizations don't want to be together. It's really just haven't had the funding under a single umbrella to do so. And that's really what our foundation brings to light.
Cindy Goussak is with us from Collaboration Center Foundation, also Lynda Tache. We're talking about the new facility that's going to be close to the 215 in Rainbow. It's Rainbow and Patrick. Not quite here yet, but you're going to have your big introductory breakfast at the end of September at the Four Seasons. And so this would be a chance for people who want to get involved and really help make this happen to find out about everything you've got in the plans.
Absolutely.
What are we calling it?
It's a Collaboration Center Foundation Community Breakfast, calling it annual because we hope to be repeating this every year. It is from 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m., which is great. You get to start your day, be inspired, have some great food at the Four Seasons, and then go on and do whatever else you need to do with your day so it's not interrupting anything. We will be honest, we've seen this model in other communities, and it has been quite effective, so we decided we're going to run with it.
We got so much potential in Southern Nevada.
We do. And what I love about the breakfast is it's so unique because for years we've been doing galas. And
it's business casual.
Yeah.
You don't have to put on the heels. You don't have to get a nice dress. When you have a relaxed atmosphere like that is really when you have the best opportunity to meet people, talk with people, learn about the opportunities, and really take it all in.
Yeah.
You know, all the information will be on the Talking Solutions Facebook page, along with a link to our podcast today. So the Collaboration Center, if you were going to put it in one paragraph and someone said, I heard about something called Collaboration Center, what is it? What would you say?
It is really not just a facility. The Collaboration Center is a community, and it's a community for inclusion that is going to pull together facility partners and providers who can service the disability community, both intellectual, developmental, and physical disabilities, all under one roof, which is really the unique component, and not just to provide services for the children, but to provide services for the families with a huge recreational and social component.
Wow, you're good.
Oh my gosh. Can you write that down?
And that was right off the top of my head.
Okay, well, we have to record it.
We'll have it on the podcast.
Better go transcribe that.
That's really
Wow.
good.
She summed it up.
That's the kind of place we need.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We have a wonderful team and we're having fun, and the excitement that we're seeing is giving us that motivation to really make this happen.
I just love it when we do positive things.
Yes.
If there's people who are really inspired by this and say, I want to get involved at a deeper level, we would love to meet with you.
Probably should show up at that breakfast if you
Yes.
want to find out more.
Yes.
That would be a great opportunity.
And the other thing about the breakfast this, the unique twist we have is we're getting sponsorships, several different levels, to fully underwrite the event so that there's no fee to be a guest. So we're looking for sponsorships. If anyone wants to know how to get involved, it's invitation only as well, because we want to be strategic about who we have there that really, really wants to get involved.
I know a few people who fund projects, so I need to make sure that I share those emails.
Absolutely. Pass those along.
CC.
Yeah, we will take it.
It is the Collaboration Center Foundation, 501c3 nonprofit. You guys are going to do a lot of good work. I know there's nothing there right now, but we know what corner it's going to be on, behind the car wash at Rainbow and Patrick, just north of the 215. We know it'll be there soon. Talking with Lynda Tache and also Cindy Goussak about the Collaboration Center. You know, one of the things that we do as part of Talking Solutions, Lynda, is we always ask, what can we do to help you?
Yes, that is a great question. Definitely what Cindy said, there's several ways to get involved with us because this is such an audacious project that we need a lot of people. So if people are interested in joining our board, we do have some committees as well that they would get involved in. Obviously, the biggest thing, we do need monetary donations to start with our building campaigns. That's another area. Cindy, what else would you like to add?
Come to the breakfast. I really think coming to the breakfast, you're going to catch the vision. You're going to walk away completely moved without question that day. And we won't even really have to be asking you, do you want to be getting involved? You'll be coming to us and asking how you can get involved.
If you know anyone who has someone in their family, a child, an individual with a disability, make sure that they know coming soon is something that we're all going to find very exciting and helpful for individuals, people, and their families. Lynda and Cindy, am I forgetting anything?
No, I think we've really fully described what the project is.
Yeah.
We've shared the vision of it, the passion behind it. It really is something that was not just an idea, but that was inspired by a family who themselves were struggling with these situations and thankfully had the means and ability to say, let's do something about it. I just know that Lynda and I feel beyond privileged and honored to be part of this project.
It's going to make such a huge difference.
Yes, and this is just the beginning. So there's going to be a lot of updates in the future, and you can grow through it with us.
See the evolution.
I can't wait. You know where to find me when you want updates.
Okay.
Lynda Tache and also Cindy Goussak with the Collaboration Center Foundation. Thank you so much for joining us today on Talking Solutions.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you, Terry. It's always a pleasure.